Last week, this woman posted on TikTok about how much she was struggling and then immediately went and killed her family. This is Emily Long. She was 34 years old and she was posting on TikTok quite a bit. She was documenting her life and sharing her family's journey, navigating her husband's terminal brain cancer diagnosis. And she had been very open about the process. She talked a lot about how she had been struggling, and it's been pointed out now in hindsight that a lot of her attitude towards all of this seemed very much focused on how she was a victim, not how her husband was a victim, not how her family as a whole was a victim, that she was going to lose her husband and the father of her children. It didn't seem like she was really mourning her husband. It seemed like she was just making it about herself. And I will say that her going to social media to try to find a community, find other people to like cope with this, I don't think that her talking about her husband having brain cancer makes it about herself, but the way that she talked about it, it very much was like, I'm the victim here. It's all about me. And it does seem like she made this all about herself. So on August 18th, she uploads a video talking about how much she is struggling. And then allegedly right afterwards, she shoots and kills her 48-year-old husband. His name was Ryan Long. And then she kills her 8-year-old son, Parker, and her 6-year-old daughter, Ryan. The father had suffered from multiple gunshot wounds, but each of the children were shot just once. And then after she killed them, she took her own life. But the couple had more than 2 kids. They actually had 3 children. They also had a toddler, and he was in the house when all of this happened. She did not kill her toddler. Instead, she left him alive, and sources are saying that this kid was alone in the home with his family's bodies for 15 hours. And now he safely is with his grandparents, and a GoFundMe has been set up to kind of like support him. But what he is going through, what he's going to have to deal with for the rest of his life is absolutely horrific. Emily's posts over the past few weeks had gotten like increasingly more worrisome. And of course, in hindsight, now that we know what happened, of course, we're going to see all the red flags and everything she was saying. But beforehand, some of it just seemed like she was just complaining to vent and like to cope with what was going on. And her TikTok account has now been privated since this all happened. But there are multiple places where you can find a lot of her videos still. And in a lot of the videos, she talked about depression and her struggles with mental health and how much she was struggling. And in one, she said, quote, "I have felt very lost. I have felt very alone. I have felt very overwhelmed. I felt like this is just too much, like I can't function this way," end quote. And then she also discussed how much her kids were struggling and how much they were already grieving her husband and all these different things. And when you watch some of these videos back, it is chilling because it feels very obvious that she is like really struggling, but no one would have ever guessed she would have killed her family. And what the family was dealing with the husband having terminal brain cancer is an unimaginable thing. That is very hard. However, there is nothing that could ever happen that would ever make sense for someone to take their family's life. Like, I cannot fathom that. I can't ever imagine taking your own children's lives. And I really just don't have the words to finish this video. Like, I feel like I'm at a loss. A lot of times I feel like I know what to say, but I'm truly just speechless that this woman did what she did. And it was incredibly selfish and horrible. And again, I feel like that is the understatement of the year. But I am going to put a couple things for mental health resources and suicide prevention resources on the screen because I think it's really important that we talk about these things. If you or someone you know is struggling with their mental health and you feel like you need help or they need help, you are not alone. There are resources out there, and the answer and solution is never ever in taking someone else's life or taking your own. Please know that there are things out there to help you, and there are resources, and even though it feels very isolating in the moment, there are people that care and want to help you.